Okay, September 15th, Sunday, Licking River Kennel Club, Detective, Trial 1, I believe. Start line was right here. So we had started between the two buildings, and then we had out to just a little bit out here where you see the yellow soccer dots, and then basically along this sidewalk, and then there is a little bit of space at the end of the building. So first hide is in this pole. I'll try to point to it, try to do my magic pointing. It's in the pole about 18 inches up. That was clove, correction, that was anise in a straw. Anise in a straw, and it's actually in the pole. You can see there's a little hole in there, little bee hole, and of course there's no bees in there. And then the second hide over here, this was birch in a straw. That's in the crack. It's got, the last dog knocked it out. You can actually see it right there in the ground. So very interesting. This hide actually at many times, actually the crack hide actually carried all the way down, and the doors that are propped open down there, you can see probably easier this way. The doors that are propped open, it would actually catch on some of those doors. So the hide would follow the contour of the wall, the crack, get over here, kind of scoot down the sidewalk, scoot past this hide, and then it would get kind of clingy to the door. So all this space along the sidewalk was blank. Sidewalk was blank. I'm gonna go around and show the outside here first before going into the rooms. So there was a total of 6 hides. Search time given was 11 minutes. 11 minutes. There was 3 hides outside and 3 hides inside. The third hide outside is, if you see, I'll point to it here, it's in the crack in the wall, and unfortunately it kept getting dislodged. The mortar got knocked out several times. Anyhow, that was the third hide outside. That hide actually stayed pretty tight. It fell to the ground quite a bit. Odor fell to the ground quite a bit and actually wrapped around this window some, and then also catch under the doors there. And so we had a little turbulent factor. We have a weird wind. We have a wind coming this way from this side, and we have a wind coming from over by the truck blowing down and following the contour of the building. So that was the third hide outside. That was, it's in a straw, and that is actually clove. Straw in a clove. I had to stop and think about that for a minute. Okay, 2 rooms inside, not very much interior space. This room was blank. A lot of dogs really got mesmerized by the bedding in general, and they kind of fell out of hunt drive and got kind of mesmerized and did a lot of what I would call Cheech and Chong moments. I did have a couple falses on this sofa right here, just randomly, one in the corner, one in the middle. I had a false on the bed, but it was just the bedding material. So this room was blank, so the challenge was blank room. A lot of dogs gave great information that was blank right away. Now this room was a really good challenge. This is the 3 interior hides. Small space for 3 hides. Hide number 1, accessible. Cypress underneath this desk. Right up in here, right up in there. Cypress in a shrink wrap tube underneath the desk. Then I had clove, inaccessible, in another shrink wrap tube in the corner underneath the bedding material. In the corner underneath the bedding material. So that side, and then the third hide in here was birch in a slider tin in the drawer, right towards that corner, but in the drawer. So this hide was that was the challenge. A lot of people actually forgot to cover that space. And there was a good challenge of the dogs sorting out the difference between accessible and inaccessible. That was the bigger challenge, to sort out between accessible and inaccessible. They obviously did merge. They were actually, especially the hide that was inaccessible, was actually blowing to the chair, which was actually blocking the room off. The hide that was in the drawers did blow over the top of the bed some, and it did blow underneath the bed some. And in fact, I see one dog actually moved this nightstand a little bit. But overall, if you put your dog down that side, that hide was pretty much straightforward. The dogs went halfway down the space, they got into it. Great searches. I think we had pretty low Q rate. I think we had 4 or 5 of 19 or 20 dogs. But overall, it was random things that got people. It wasn't one thing at all. It was several different things.